Welcome back to Surviving and Thriving, where we share with you the things that we have learned as we have transitioned our family from struggling to survive disease to thriving right smack dab in the midst of it, in the hopes that something that we share with you will help you, enlighten you, and encourage you as you transition your family from struggling to survive disease to thriving right smack dab in the midst of it. So we've been talking about self-love and how you can't do self-care if you don't have self-love. So we're talking about the importance of self-love. This is our third installment. Please feel free to revisit or visit for the first time the other two videos where we were talking about the importance of self-love. I didn't get this book, but my daughter got this book at the library about a month ago, and it's a great book, but there was something in there that I read, that she read to me, and it just started stirring in me, and it's been stirring in me all month, and I thought, we've got to talk about this, okay? This book is called Random Illustrated Facts by Mike Lowry. And I just think that's funny because I always think of the movie Bad Boys and it's like Mike Lowry. But anyway, by Mike Lowry. And it's a great book. It has a lot of great facts. It's something fun that you can watch or read and you can learn. And it's got big pictures in it and it's just a great book. But I want to share with you a couple things in a section of this book. It says beauty marks were originally tiny pieces of velvet used to cover smallpox scars and used to cover acne. Another thing is in ancient Rome, the Romans wore a unibrow as a symbol of beauty. Ancient Greeks wore false brows made out of goat hair. In pre-revolution France, pale skin was idolized, and women would draw veins on their neck and their shoulders. And they would do that to make themselves look pale. So they would take pen or they would take an eyebrow pencil, right? And they would draw veins down to make them look like they were pale and their veins were able to be seen. It says in the Middle Ages, the forehead was considered so attractive. Can you imagine that? Ooh, your forehead is sexy, right? That the forehead was considered so attractive that women would remove their eyebrows to accentuate it. They would literally shave off all their eyebrows to make their forehead look bigger. And this thing just really got me from the moment that I heard of it, and I had to read it for myself a couple times after my daughter gave it to me. But once again, this is a great book for you, for your family, to share with your mate. It's Random Illustrated Facts by Mike Lowry. It has a lot of great stuff in there. It'll make you laugh and you'll be shocked. But I wanted to talk about that. And when I started thinking about that, I was thinking about the things and the lengths that people will go to be considered beautiful, which is amazing to me, being as though everything that God created has its own beauty in it. Even if you look at an animal or say some kind of weird fish in the ocean, right? You can think, ooh, that's ugly. What in the world is that? If you look at it long enough, you'll actually see its unique structures and begin to see the beauty even in what you think is ugly. And I was always raised and taught that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that someone you might think is and ugly and just gross, if you spend enough time with them, you'll actually begin to look at them and see, oh, you know what, they actually have nice eyes. You'll see that unique, beautiful thing about even the ugliest that you think of person, right? But I was always taught that there's nothing God created is ugly, and that just because it doesn't attract you and it's not that person doesn't attract you and you're not interested in that person, there's somebody out there that is highly attracted to that person. So perhaps maybe you're not attracted to them and you don't see the beauty in them because they ain't for you. You ever think about that? So why do I want to talk about that today? Because the great lengths that a person will go through to be culturally accepted. Because beauty is really a cultural thing. There's some countries where fat is gorgeous, and if you're skinny, you're ugly, right? There's some countries where, like here in America, where Hollywood tries to portray that, you gotta be really skinny, right, in order to be beautiful. There are some places and some countries where, being a hairy woman is highly attractive and is the symbol of beauty. And there's other countries where a woman having hair is not a symbol of beauty. So there is no universal standard for what beautiful is. And so it's kind of amazing to me that people would go through such great lengths to draw on their neck or to shave their eyebrows, And I remember when I was growing up, a beauty mark was a big thing, to have a beauty mark. And sometimes, people are following trends and don't even know why they're following. The beauty mark was just a piece of velvet to hide acne or to hide a smallpox or like a chicken pox, right, mark that you might get on your body for that. So I started thinking about that a lot, and I started thinking about how that relates to today. And it is just reminding me of things in my own life and things growing up and things that I've seen and people that I've known. And the thing about it is, it hasn't changed much, right? There are people who will go, men and women, right, and get Botox, facelifts. They get their fat sucked out, right? Move it from here, put it in here, or put it in there. And the great lengths that people will go to look like what they think is beautiful, even if what they're doing has danger in it, right? So people are getting all these implants and they know that it's not a healthy thing to do and there is risk in it, but they'll still do it anyway. But let's bring it down just a little bit more, right? Let's talk about makeup. Wearing makeup because you don't even realize that your natural beauty is beautiful. And it's a difference between wearing a little makeup to enhance, and it's a difference between making up and drawing on a whole new face to where you don't even look like who you are, right? Or maybe saying not liking your own skin color, so you're buying foundations and putting on stuff to make your skin a whole nother color than what you already are, right? Then you start talking about contouring, making your nose look longer and thinner, and making your cheekbones, doing all this stuff to rearrange the face that God has given you, right? We can talk about fingernails. Going and getting fake nails, not because you want the nails or you just like the nails, but because it has been sold to you that that's what beauty is. And so you go get all these fake nails on and you mess up your regular nails, right? And they may grow up underneath those fake nails, but then what ends up happening is that they're too thin and they're too brittle. And some people stop wearing them, but a lot of people keep wearing them and just go with the fake nails and pay all that money every couple of weeks to get their nails done. Let's talk about hair. We got wigs, and and you can get a curl, you can get a texturizer, you can get a relax, you can, put that flat iron to it or a hot iron to it, right? A hot comb, a straightening comb. Talk about braids. I got my hair in braids, right? There are some people who don't even like their own hair or who they are, that they're trying to change their appearance. And so they're not wearing braids to give their hair a break or for some other purposeful reason. They're not even wearing braids just because they like them. They're actually wearing braids because they don't like their hair or their hair length, and they want to look like somebody that they're not. And we need to talk about that, because all of that says there's no self-love there. There's no self-acceptance there. That you're trying to manipulate your body, and maybe it's not you, maybe you know someone that's like that, right? Trying to manipulate their look and their body to fit in to some cultural standard or something they have in their mind that says that's what beauty is, and not understanding that you in your raw state is beauty. See, I believe that everything we see and everything that exists, it comes from God. And as people, I believe the word of God that says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, right? And that we are created in the image of God. Now, my God, the Bible says, is multifaceted. There's many sides and many sides to who he is, right? So that's why we're all different. That's why we have vast array of interests, because it's all come from God. And that's why we have many looks, because it's all a part of who he is. I have 5 children. You can look at them and see their sisters and brothers. They look like me and their dad. Some look a little more like him in season, some look a little more like me, and sometimes they're a good mixture of us both. But they have their own unique look. They are very individual in their features, very individual in their looks, and even the ones that kind of look alike don't exactly look alike. They're uniquely them. And so they created from me and my husband, right? But they're uniquely them, and they're each beautiful in their very own way. So I believe we need to appreciate that beauty that God gave us, right? I'm sitting in my garden. I got a lot of work to do. We had a big storm come in earlier in the week, and yeah, my garden's pretty much intact, but I got this big shelf here with all these flowers and herbs and stuff on it, and it took a tumble, and it had some stuff that I needed to transplant, and some stuff broke. So I got a lot of work to do. I've been putting it off because I'm kind of trying to recuperate, but today I got to deal with it. I will when we're done here, right? So I like to garden, and I get to see the beauty because I do flowers, I do fruit, I do vegetables, I have trees, I have a lot of different things here. And I appreciate the beauty of every flower, of every leaf, of everything that's in my yard. I just love it, and I see the uniqueness of it because I'm out here all the time, and I'm working closely with the things that I grow. And I think I have an appreciation for it too, because I was raised working in a garden every day from my grandparents, and they taught me to appreciate it and see the beauty. But if you look at, let's just say a rose, because everybody is quite familiar with the rose, and the rose is kind of elevated in a lot of people's eyes. But if you look at a rose, there are no 2 roses that are alike. They all come from a rose family, but there's different types of rose, different colors of rose, different petals on some roses. They don't all open the same. They don't all, the leaves might wilt a little differently from other roses, but they're all uniquely beautiful, right? So why do you think that we all have to look alike to be beautiful? Why would anyone think that we all have to be one standard kind of rose for us to be beautiful? We can all be roses. Shoot, we can be lilies and irises and orchids, right? We're all flowers, but we're beautiful and different in our structures. And it's okay to be a lily, right? It's okay to be a calla lily and a canaya. It's okay to even be within the same species, the same family, but yet be different and unique and have your own color and your own flair. Have y'all seen that movie, Ants? If you haven't seen it, you need to see it, right? It's a good movie, and I'm not going to say anything else about it, but it talks about being uniquely you and not being a part of the herd or being a part of the crowd. So let's dive into this. It's been 13 minutes, so we're going to hurry up and make this quick. It is important for you to know who you are and love who you are just the way you are. And if you're trying to find trends, follow trends, and trying to follow standards to be able to feel good about who you are and to fit in, then you're always going to be chasing something, because trends change. But when you do what's uniquely you, you ain't got to chase anything, because your lights is going to be your lights. Your interest is going to be your interest, right? And if you're going to do something, do it because it's what you like. Do it because it's who you are, not because you're following after somebody that you think is beautiful or who is setting a standard for your beauty. Okay? Because all of that is fake and false, and it ain't real. And I'm going to tell you something my papa used to say all the time. He would say, don't nobody want a bone but a dog. And he would say that a man likes a woman with some meat on her bones. Now, I'm in the United States. That totally contradicts everything you hear in Hollywood, in the United States, in the entertainment world, right? Totally contradicts. But if you look around you, you'll find a lot of curvaceous women with men, right? Having a family and living a good life. You'll find that what you actually think is beauty is not a toothpick. And if you really talk to men, they may be drooling over somebody on the TV or on the screen or something about it. But if you actually talk to a man and if you look at what they get in their life, a man do want a little curve on his body, right? And don't nobody want a bone but a dog. And if you think about what that means, you know exactly what my pawpaw is saying. So here's some things that I want you to work on, and I want you to think about if this applies to you. And in all our lives, there's areas where we can work on this, okay? Are you seeking people's approval? Because sometimes it goes beyond what you do with the outside of yourself. It could be trying to follow somebody else's likes. Suppressing your own interest because someone else don't like it. Diving into somebody else's interest as if it's your own just to be accepted and approved by someone else. Changing your looks, changing your thoughts, changing your beliefs to be like a chameleon to fit in with whoever you're next to, so that they can accept you for who you are. Part of that, we all deal with in different ways and may not even realize it, right? Like, for instance, perhaps you want to wear pink shoes. You want your bridesmaids to wear pink shoes, but your mother-in-law may like yellow best. Do you do the pink? Or do you change it for your mother-in-law now? I'm sure she had her opportunity to have a wedding. This is your wedding, so this ain't about her. Right? It's not about her. Even if she's on her deathbed, you don't have to change your color of your shoes because that's what she wants. And never allow somebody who's going through a sickness and who's transitioning out of this world to put something on you that's going to lock your life down and cause you to go in a direction that's not you. That's manipulation. But, you know, even when you're on your job, do you have to change your voice, change your humor, change who you are so that you can be culturally accepted and socially accepted on your job? Or can you walk in and just be yourself? Be who God created you to be and still be accepted? I'm going to let you know something, right? In case you don't know. That you don't have to be just a carbon copy of someone to be accepted, to be liked, right? Because carbon copies, it don't work. And I'm going to tell you something about that in just a minute. But opposites do attract. So my husband and I was talking about this. You have to have same core values to be in a relationship with someone, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship. You got to have the same core values, but interests, likes, and everything else could be totally different, night and day, totally opposite. And it's okay. Sometimes you come together with people because you have similar interests. But in all things, it's the core and the base of who you are. Your values, your ethics, your morals that need to be the same. You need to be moving in the same direction. But all that other stuff could be night and day. And you can appreciate it in each other, but you don't have to force each other to like anything. And you ain't even got to get into it. And guess what? I can still like you and be your friend, and you don't like gardening. And you don't like the music I like. And you don't like the things that I do. That's okay. We can still meet and move in the same direction because we have core interests and core values. And I'm going to share this with you, and we're going to call this a day, okay? Sorry it's a little long today. I used to, early in my marriage, walk around the house fussing. Just fussing to myself. I wasn't fussing out loud because I wouldn't dare do that, but I was fussing to myself, right? And I usually did it when he wasn't there. And if he was there, it was just in my mind. I wouldn't even mumbling out my mouth. Big, bold, bad Tammy, right? And I'd be fussing because we were different. You know, I want to clean this way, and, you know, he wasn't really trying to clean. And if he did, Lord have mercy, right? And so I would be fussing, and I would be like, you know what? Why can't he be like me? Why can't he be like me? Right? And I would do this all the time. And I was really kind of all up in myself and thinking I was like the standard and the epitome of everything. And, you know, he's some low level and he need to come up and be like me because, you know, of course I'm perfect, right? And one day I was in the kitchen and I was piddling around and cleaning and doing some stuff, and I was doing my regular, usual, standard fuss. And here's what came to me, and it came to me loud on the inside of me. If he was just like you, First of all, you be in a homosexuality. And I thought, that ain't me. Ain't happening here, right? Because I likes me a man. I've seen attractive women, but I've never been attracted to women, and we ain't starting now. And the second thing that came to me was this. If he were more like me, we would not get along. We would fight like cats and dogs all the time. And honesty just started pouring in. You're moody. You're unreliable. And just all the truth of who I am that I would have never admitted came to me. It was like, you never get nothing done because neither one of you gonna wake up in the morning. See, I don't like getting up early in the morning. I do to do this, but my husband is an early bird. I mean, he's up and the sun still ain't thinking about coming up yet, right? And he gets up and he gets going and he gets things done. Now I get up, I like to sit around and drink some hot chocolate, think about what I'm going to wear for a while, and kind of rock back and forth. It takes me a while to get up, and I've always been that way. And so when the truth of who I am came, and if he was like me and realizing the truth of the matter, we'd be nowhere. We get nowhere. We fight all day long. We both be moody. We both be inconsistent. And then I stopped saying that from that day forward. And I was like, ooh, Lord, I'm so sorry. And I started telling him, be you. Do you? You know what? You ain't got to clean up like me. I'm the housewife. You ain't. So he ain't got to clean up like me. It's okay. Right? There's some things even to this day that drive me crazy about my husband. I'm sure there's things about me that drive him crazy, but we don't want to admit that, right? But no, I'm sure, I know there is some things about me that drive him crazy. But I tell my husband all the time, I don't want you to change. I like you just the way you are. I'm complaining about this right now. It's irritating me right now, but don't change who you are, because number one, what I've learned, I need you to be you. Even if I don't like it. Even if you're telling me what I don't want to hear. Even when he's telling me no. And I don't like how he's telling me no. But I need your firmness. I need your confidence. Don't bow down to me. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't need no weak yes man. I don't. I'm not one of them women that want a man that I can roll over. I like somebody that I can follow. I like somebody who likes to lead out. Now, can I lead out? Oh, I'm fully capable. I'm a fully capable woman. I can lead out. I can handle it. I can bring home the bacon, fry it up, and eat it too, and get a toothpick and pick my teeth. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. But I don't want to. I don't. I like my husband to be a man. I like masculinity. And I enjoy femininity. I enjoy being a woman. But it don't mean I can't handle it. I can fix it. If it's broke, I know how to get the tools and do what I need to do, but I prefer to do it because I want to, not because I have to. It's a difference in that. So I hope something in here was helpful for you. I hope you can kind of hear what I'm talking about. You got to learn who you are. Even if it means just sitting down, spending time with yourself. Like me, I don't like eggs. I know I don't like eggs. But every now and again, because I ate an egg this morning, I ate a boiled egg, and I frowned and my daughter laughed because I can't stand eggs. I have not lacked eggs since I was about 2. But every now and again, I sit down and I have to say, do I really not like eggs? And I eat a scrambled egg and go, I don't like it. I'll try fried it. Y'all don't like eggs. But I eat eggs because I know I need to eat eggs. Which reminds me, I did a video a long time ago about doing what you don't want to do. I think I'll post it up there for you. You can click on it and watch it. But I know that I need to eat eggs for my body. I know I need that protein. So, I eat eggs, but I don't eat them all in other ways because I learned the only way I can probably swallow it without gagging and spitting is boiled. So I eat it. I'm going to make faces. I'm going to look crazy. It's going to be nasty. I'm going to gag and hack, but I'm going to eat it. Sometimes you might have to sit down and find out, do I really like this? Is this really me? Or is this something I did to please my dad or my mom when I was younger? Or is this something that, somebody told me I like? Sometimes you got to sit down and then be honest with yourself and say, let me really see if this is who I am. And you'll be surprised how many things you'll find maybe it's not you, or maybe it was in one season but not in this season. And it's okay. Embrace who you are. You gotta love yourself. Be uniquely you. If you are always changing for somebody else, then you can never make a decision on your own. You're always waiting for them to tell you the next step, how to live, how to look, how to dress, right? I don't go for stuff after name brands, and I hope you don't do it just because it's a name brand, because I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of name brands out there that is not good quality right now. Go for what you like. When you get what you like, it's always in season. My papa got stuck in the 70s, and he loved them bell bottoms and them colors and them collars, and he did. But I could tell you what, in the 90s, he was rocking it, and he looked good, because he looked like he meant to do that. Why? Because he meant to do that. Because he liked it. And so he didn't have to go buy a whole bunch of clothes. He bought what he liked, and the stuff that he got was good quality, and it lasts, and he could wear it and look good, right? Now, Mr. Brown wear it, he looked funny, but my papa wear it, and he was fine, right? That's my papa. He was good. He looked good. And when you do what you do because you like it, you never have to keep changing it. You're uniquely you, right? And you hold your head up in any audience that you in, and you walk like you know who you are. And sometimes, my love, you gotta fake it until you make it. But it's 26 minutes and we're gonna get up out of here, okay? Remember, in all things, at all times, do you. Until next time. Bye.